Hi everyone, this is Mindy Eggen and welcome to my channel. I recently shared a picture of these cards over on my social media. These products are on sale right now over at Hero Arts, and I had some people asking questions about how I created the cards. So I thought I would throw this into a quick video for you and sharing with you my top secrets for getting the best results with your Betterpress plate and also foiling your Betterpress plate. These tips are going to work for any plate that you happen to have in your collection, especially plates that have a lot of solid area to them. The one that I'm going to be using is Snowy Night from Hero Arts. I created with this right when it was released, so I thought I would share this one in the video for you. It has a lot of solid surface to it. The first thing I'm going to be doing is hot foiling it. So with your Betterpress plates, you can not only do the letterpress, but you can also foil with them with your Glimmer hot foil machine, and it creates the most amazing foiled results. I have my Glimmer hot foil system warming up off on the side, and I'm trimming out a piece of Skybright Glimmer foil to be just a little bit bigger than my actual plate. One of the ways that I'm able to get amazing results is by using a smooth cardstock. This happens to be Hammermill Cardstock. You can definitely foil on other cardstocks, colored cardstock, but I would experiment with it a little bit. I just find that getting the best results is going to be using something like Hammermill or any other type of smooth cardstock. So I had placed my foil down so it's pretty side up on the cardstock. I placed my plate down so it is the design side down, and I held it in place with Spellbinder's Best Ever Craft Tape. And then I flipped that over and placed that down onto my Glimmer hot foil system. I hit the timer button so it warmed up. Once that timer light turns solid green, I disengage the whole platform and run it through my Spellbinder's Platinum 6. Then I pick it up with this magnetic tool from Spellbinders and I can pull back the foil. And now I'm going to have the most beautiful background with these snowy trees. The trees are going to stay the color of the cardstock that you used underneath. In my case, it is white cardstock and it has so much shine to it and it foiled absolutely perfectly. Now I'm going to show you how to use this plate with the letterpress system. And one of the most important things I can tell you, especially with using such a large plate like this, is have a nice juicy ink pad. In my case, I am using Grape Juice from Hero Arts, and I am going to re-ink my ink pad. That way I know that the ink is fresh and it's going to be a great transfer of ink onto my plate. While I let my ink kind of soak into the ink pad a little bit, I'm going to prep my letterpress system. Now, here I'm showing you, I actually have a large piece of acetate taped to the front of my platform. And underneath that, you have these really thin shims. So because I have acetate on top of there, I removed one of the shims, and that's just going to help relieve some of the pressure. Now I'm taking the plate and I'm placing that in the center of my letterpress platform. And I'm going to be using an A7 size cotton card panel. This is porcelain, so it's a nice bright white. And I'm going to tape that down up in the corners with my Spellbinder's Best Ever Craft Tape. I really do prefer starting with a larger piece of paper because then I don't have to worry about exact placement. Now I can ink up my design, and so I'm using a full-size ink pad. That is another thing that is really helpful when you have larger surface areas to cover. And I'm doing this kind of twist and turn motion as I go down the whole plate, making sure that I have ink everywhere that it needs to be. You can see how the trees are kind of standing out because there's no ink that's going to go there. Then I flip my plate over so the magnetic corners catch, and I'm going to run this through the Platinum 6 die cut machine. Now, when I lift this up, I have amazing results. And I'll be honest, the first time I had ever played with this plate, I had to ink it up multiple times to get a really good transfer of ink. But because I went straight to re-inking my ink pad before even using it, that is going to save you so much time. I'm going to just slide my plate off using my little pokey tool to kind of push it along. And then because I have the acetate there, I'm just using a little bit of rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle and I can just wipe that clean. So I'm not getting all that staining on my platform. I can't remember the exact words again, but it's just a really easy cleanup. So now I have two gorgeous backgrounds that took me a very little amount of time to do. I'll then show you how I finished these cards off. So I'm using these nesting rectangles. These happen to be from Hero Arts. And I'm trimming both panels out with this. So this is going to be a base piece of 4¼ by 5½. I can kind of line it up where I want it to go, hold down that die with the Best Ever Craft tape, and I'll run it through the die cut machine, and I'll do that to both panels. So both of these are going to be A2 size. In my original card design, I used the nesting arches from Hero Arts, so I thought I would just really go ahead and recreate these as close to the originals as I could. And I want to have a kind of a nesting arches frame. So I picked out two sizes and I'm going to layer them together here. This is just getting an idea of how much room I'm going to have on each side. So here's a look at my foil panel. I'm taking the smaller arch and just getting an idea of how much of that background is actually going to show through. So to create that drop frame, I'm taking the largest one of the frames that I picked out and I'm lining it up on a piece of white cardstock cut to 4¼ by 5½. I'm holding in place with Post-it tape, making sure that the tape is touching the inside of the arch. So that's my first frame that's going to go on the front of the card. Now to get kind of that drop shadow arch, I'm going to take that next smallest one that I had picked out. I'm placing it inside of that die cut panel or that die cut window that I just did. I'm going to line it up so it's even around the edges, hold that down with the tape and remove that top layer of the frame and then die cut that as well. So now when I put these two together, we're going to have our outer frame and then that inner frame. And I love doing that on cards. For the sentiment, I am using the Color Layering Seasonal Tree. There's two beautiful sentiments on this set. Plus, I really do love this set. I have a card example using that one as well. I'm just going to be stamping these in pitch black ink onto white cardstock and then cutting them out with the coordinating die. A lot of this I'm going to finish off screen because I really wanted to focus on just sharing those tips with you about foiling and then using the letterpress system. Off screen, I layered the frames together and I added Altenew foam tape behind each frame to pop it up and give it that dimension. The sentiments I die cut multiple times out of white cardstock to layer it together and also give it that dimension plus some stability. A lot of the products that I'm using today are on sale right now at the current time of this video for some early Black Friday sales, like the set that I used for the sentiment and also the Betterpress plate. And then there's also some Spellbinders products that are on sale as well. So I highly recommend checking that out. I have everything linked down below in the video description. But these two cards, I love how they came together. They were really quick and easy to do, especially if you follow the tips that I shared. You can use those tips on any of your Betterpress plates. If you already have this plate or you have a Betterpress plate that has a lot of surface area, I hope that you find these tips helpful when you create your cards. Thank you all so much for joining me, and I'll see you again real soon.